It was a warm Sunday afternoon, the kind where sunlight filters through the kitchen window, casting a golden glow over the wooden table. The house was unusually quiet, the only sound being the faint hum of the ceiling fan slicing through the stillness. Maya sat at the dining table, her laptop open, and her fingertips lightly tapping the surface as she logged into her online banking app. She was saving up for something big, her dream of moving to the city and starting her own boutique. Months of double shifts at the cafe, selling handmade jewelry online, and cutting down on little luxuries had brought her savings to nearly $5,000. As the app loaded, Maya glanced out the window, where her mother was tending to the small garden. The scent of freshly watered soil drifted in. Her father was in the living room, the TV on low volume, flipping through a magazine. Life seemed peaceful, ordinary even. But then, something jolted her heart. Maya's eyes widened as the numbers on the screen came into focus. Her savings account balance was just $47. She stared at the screen, blinking rapidly, as if her eyes were playing tricks on her. Slowly, she clicked through the transaction history. Withdrawals. Several large withdrawals. The dates spanned the past month, amounts of $500, $700, and a massive chunk of $2,000, all transferred to an unfamiliar account labeled Joint Savings. Her heart pounded as she tried to process what she was seeing. Did someone hack her account? Was there a banking error? Before she could think it through, Maya called the bank's helpline. After navigating the automated prompts, a representative finally came on the line. "Yes, ma'am, those transactions were authorized from your linked device," the rep said after a pause. "But I didn't make those transfers," Maya stammered, panic creeping into her voice. "Are you sure no one else has access to your banking app or device?" Maya's mind spun. No one else should have access. Except maybe... She glanced over her shoulder, where her father's voice floated in from the living room. A chill ran down her spine as she remembered giving him her phone once when his had died, and he needed to call a friend. Could he have seen her password? Desperation creeping in, she ended the call, not yet ready to confront the suspicion gnawing at her. She needed to think. Maybe it was just a mistake. She had to be rational. But why would the money be transferred to a joint savings account? She took a deep breath and walked into the living room, trying to keep her voice calm. "Dad, have you used my phone recently? Like, for anything online?" Her father barely glanced up. "No, why?" She hesitated. "It's just, I noticed some weird activity on my account." He finally looked up, his brow furrowing. "What kind of weird activity?" "Money's missing. A lot of it." His face didn't change, but there was a flicker of something in his eyes. Was it guilt? Or was she imagining things? "That's odd. Did you report it to the bank?"
Yes.
"They said it came from my device." He shrugged. "Maybe someone hacked it. You kids are always on those apps." Maya wanted to push further, but felt her throat tighten. Why was she feeling so paranoid? These were her parents, the people who raised her, took care of her. Maybe she was overthinking. Later that evening, Maya couldn't sleep. She kept replaying the conversation with her father, the slight stiffness in his tone when she mentioned the money. Her mom had been quiet during dinner, not her usual chatty self. Maya's thoughts circled around the same question. Was it possible? Could her parents have taken her money? She remembered how her father mentioned just last week that they were struggling with some bills. He'd asked if she could pitch in for groceries, but she had just shrugged it off, thinking it was one of his usual gripes about inflation. Suddenly, it seemed less like a complaint and more like a warning. The next morning, Maya woke up with a knot in her stomach. She decided to check the bank statements more thoroughly. Maybe she missed something. As she combed through the list, a pattern emerged. The withdrawals happened every week, like clockwork. A soft knock on her door made her jump. Her mom peeked in, smiling. "Breakfast's ready." Maya gave a tight smile back. "Be there in a minute." As her mom left, Maya couldn't shake the unease. She noticed something on the statement, a small, recurring charge that didn't make sense. It was labeled as home improvement supplies. Maya didn't recall anyone doing any renovations. At breakfast, she tried to act normal. "Hey, Mom, have you been fixing something in the house?" Her mom looked confused. No, why do you ask? Oh, just saw something about home improvement on the bank statement, Maya said, watching her mom's reaction carefully. Her mom's face remained neutral, but Maya noticed the subtle way she glanced at her husband. Must be a mistake, her mom said casually, taking another bite of toast. Maya's stomach churned. What was going on? Was she being paranoid? Or was something darker unfolding right under her nose? She decided to keep quiet for now. The last thing she wanted was to accuse her parents of something so serious, without proof. But deep inside, a seed of doubt had been planted, and it was growing rapidly. That night, she couldn't shake the gnawing feeling that her parents were hiding something. As she lay in bed, thoughts raced through her mind, each one more unsettling than the last. Had she been too trusting? Were her parents capable of taking advantage of her like this? Her phone buzzed with a notification, a message from an unknown number. You think you know them, but you don't. Watch your back. Maya's heart pounded as she stared at the screen. Was this some sick joke? Who would send such a message? And more importantly, what did they know that she didn't? Sleep was a distant thought as Maya sat in the dark, the phone screen still glowing, her mind reeling with suspicion, fear, and a creeping sense of betrayal. Maya couldn't take her eyes off the message. The screen dimmed, but the words still burned in her mind. You think you know them, but you don't. Watch your back. She checked the number, no name, just a string of unfamiliar digits. Her hands shook as she typed back. Who is this? What do you mean? There was no reply. She checked her phone settings to trace the number, but it was marked as private. Frustrated and anxious, Maya couldn't decide whether to confront her parents again or investigate on her own. Her heart told her to trust them, but her instincts whispered that something was terribly wrong. The next morning, Maya woke up bleary-eyed after a restless night. Her mind was still a tangled mess of suspicions and doubts. As she headed to the kitchen, she found her parents huddled together, whispering. When they noticed her, they immediately fell silent, exchanging a glance that made Maya's skin prickle. Her father forced a smile. Morning, kiddo. You look tired. Maya mumbled a greeting and poured herself some coffee. She couldn't shake the feeling that they had been talking about her, or maybe about the money. Just then, her phone buzzed again. She glanced down, expecting another message from the unknown number, but it was just a bank alert. Another withdrawal, this time $300. Maya's stomach dropped. She hadn't touched her account since the previous day. Taking a deep breath, she forced herself to remain calm. She needed answers, and she wasn't going to get them by making accusations. After breakfast, Maya sat down with her laptop and pulled up the bank statement again. Her fingers moved almost mechanically, typing in the details and cross-referencing them with her account history. Then it hit her. She remembered the old joint account her parents set up when she first started working. They said it was for emergencies, and she had almost forgotten about it. Quickly, she checked the details of the joint savings account and found something odd. It was in her name, but the secondary account holder was her dad. She hadn't accessed it in years, but somehow, money had been flowing into it and out. Feeling the pressure build inside her chest, Maya decided to investigate further. She accessed the transaction history, and her suspicions hardened into grim certainty. The large withdrawals from her savings had been moved directly to the joint account and then spent on miscellaneous purchases labeled as household needs and bills. Her mind reeled. If her parents were using her savings, why hadn't they just asked her? Why sneak around? The thought that they might be lying to her hurt more than the loss of money. Maya couldn't hold back any longer. She walked into the living room where her parents were watching TV. Her mother looked up, smiling faintly. Honey, you okay? Maya clenched her fists. Can we talk? About my savings. Her father's face tensed. Again with this? Didn't you sort it out with the bank?
No.
I checked again, and the withdrawals are coming from the joint account. Dad, why are you listed as a secondary holder? I never authorized that. Silence. The kind that stretches too long. Heavy and suffocating. Her father cleared his throat. We needed some extra cash. Times are tough, Maya. You know that. So, You just took my money without asking? Maya's voice was a mix of anger and hurt. Her mother intervened, her tone soft but firm. It's not like that. We meant to pay you back. We just didn't think you'd mind helping out the family. Helping out? You drained my entire savings.
You didn't even tell me.
Her father's tone hardened. Watch how you talk to your parents. We raised you, gave you a roof over your head. The least you can do is support us when we're struggling. Maya couldn't believe what she was hearing. She had always thought of her parents as supportive, honest people. How had she missed this side of them? I would have helped if you'd just asked. But you took it behind my back. How could you do that to me? Tears pricked her eyes, but she fought to keep her voice steady. Her father didn't meet her gaze. Her mother sighed heavily, looking pained but not apologetic. It was just easier this way. You're young. You'll make the money back. We're older. It's harder for us. Maya felt a lump in her throat. You think that makes it okay? That I'm just supposed to be fine with it? Neither parent answered. Maya stormed back to her room, slamming the door behind her. She collapsed onto her bed, feeling a mix of betrayal, anger, and confusion. She had worked so hard, sacrificed so much to build that savings, and now it was gone. And worse, her own parents had taken it. As she lay there, her phone vibrated again. Another message from the unknown number. They'll never admit it. Don't let them manipulate you. Stand your ground. A chill crawled up her spine. Who was this person, and how did they know about her situation? It felt as if someone was watching her, following every move. Maya's hands trembled as she typed back.
Who are you?
How do you know about my parents? No response. Anxiety clawed at her. She glanced at the window, half expecting to see someone lurking outside. Desperate for some form of comfort, Maya reached out to her best friend, Lisa. She explained everything, the missing money, the joint account, and the weird messages. Lisa was quiet for a moment before replying. Maya, this sounds really serious. Maybe you should go to the police. Maya hesitated. Was it really that bad? They were her parents after all. Family. But her heart ached with the realization that they had betrayed her trust. I don't know if I can do that, Maya whispered. Lisa's voice softened. Then at least talk to someone else. Maybe an adult you trust. You shouldn't be dealing with this alone. Maya knew Lisa was right. She couldn't keep pretending this wasn't happening. The financial betrayal hurt, but the deeper wound was emotional. The realization that her parents could manipulate her so easily. That night, as Maya lay in bed, sleep refused to come. She kept replaying the confrontation, the cold way her father justified their actions. And who was the mysterious texter? Why were they warning her? As dawn crept in through the window, Maya made a decision. She needed to know the truth, even if it shattered her world. She would investigate further, confront her parents again, and this time, she wouldn't back down. The next morning, Maya couldn't shake the suffocating weight of betrayal. Sleep had been a distant memory, her thoughts a chaotic loop of questions. She knew she couldn't confront her parents again without solid proof. If they could lie to her face so easily, what else were they hiding? Her phone buzzed, and for a second, Maya's heart pounded, expecting another cryptic message. It was Lisa. Hey, I've been thinking. You should check your dad's financial records. Maybe he's in some kind of debt.
Debt.
Maya hadn't even considered that. Could it be that her parents were drowning financially and too ashamed to tell her? Guilt prickled at the edges of her anger. Maybe she was overreacting. Yet, the way they dismissed her concerns made her gut twist with unease. As she pondered, Maya remembered something, her dad's home office. He kept files and documents in a locked cabinet. Years ago, when she was in high school, she had accidentally discovered that the key was taped to the underside of his desk drawer. Maybe it was still there. Her parents had gone out grocery shopping, something that now felt like a betrayal in itself, as if they could just carry on while she unraveled. Maya seized the moment, creeping into the dimly lit office. The desk was cluttered with bills and unopened mail. She pulled open the drawer and felt along the underside. Her fingers brushed against cool metal, the key. Her heart pounded as she unlocked the cabinet, sliding out a drawer stuffed with folders. She rifled through them, looking for anything that might explain why her parents had drained her savings. One thick folder caught her eye: loan agreements and repayments. She skimmed through the documents, her fingers trembling. There it was, a mountain of unpaid debt, some dating back nearly a decade. Unpaid medical bills, a failed business venture, and a personal loan from someone named G. Parker. Maya's blood ran cold when she saw the amount: $50,000. She heard the front door click open and froze. They were home. Heart thudding, she hurriedly stuffed the documents back, locked the cabinet, and returned the key. Just as she shut the drawer, her dad's footsteps echoed down the hall. She spun around and grabbed a random book from the shelf, pretending to read. Her dad entered the room, giving her a wary glance. "What are you doing in here?" Maya swallowed hard. "Just looking for something to read." He nodded, eyes narrowing as if sensing something off. "Dinner's in an hour." Maya forced a smile and slipped out, her mind racing. Debt? Massive debt. But why hadn't they just told her? Why go behind her back? The thought of her parents being so desperate hurt, but the secrecy hurt even more. Later that evening, Maya decided she couldn't keep it to herself anymore. She called Lisa. "You were right. They're in debt, like huge debt. Medical bills, a business failure, and some loan from a guy named Parker." Lisa's voice softened. "That's awful, but it still doesn't justify stealing your money. Have you tried talking to them since you found out?" Maya sighed. "I did. They just made me feel guilty for even asking. Like it was my duty to help them." Lisa paused before saying, "Maybe they're not telling you everything. There's something sketchy about this whole situation." Maya couldn't disagree. The whole mess felt like layers upon layers of lies. Suddenly, a new thought hit her. Why hadn't they just taken out a legitimate loan instead of siphoning her savings? Was there something about that Parker loan they didn't want her to know? As if on cue, her phone vibrated again. This time, the message read, "They're lying to protect themselves, not you. Dig deeper." Maya's pulse quickened. Was this person spying on her? Panic swelled. She raced to the window, yanking back the curtains, but the street was quiet. Nothing unusual. She felt trapped, both in her own home and in her mind. The next day, Maya couldn't focus on anything else. She skipped work, glued to her computer, researching the name G.S. Parker and the loan details. Finally, after hours of digging through online forums and local business listings, she found a hit: Graham Parker, a notorious loan shark known for targeting financially desperate families. The pieces began to fall into place. Her parents must have borrowed from him when they were in dire straits, and now the debt was suffocating them. Maya shuddered at the thought of what a man like Parker might do if they couldn't repay him. Just as she was processing this new layer of fear, her dad barged into her room, eyes blazing. "Why did you call Lisa about her finances?" Maya's heart sank.
How did he know?
He continued, "Lisa's mom called me, saying you're talking about us being broke and stealing from you. You've embarrassed us, Maya." Maya couldn't contain her frustration. "Embarrassed you? You stole my money. And you're dealing with a criminal. Did you think I wouldn't find out?" Her dad's face turned pale. "You don't know what you're talking about. This is family business. You shouldn't be snooping around." Tears stung her eyes. "Family business? You put us all at risk. Do you know what this Parker guy is capable of?" Her father's shoulders slumped, and his voice dropped to a whisper. "We didn't have a choice. Your mother's medical bills. We were drowning. Parker was the only one willing to lend us money. We thought we could pay it off before you found out." Maya's anger melted into something more painful: pity. She looked at her dad, his once strong posture now hunched, as if the weight of his choices was too much to bear. Her mother appeared in the doorway, wiping her hands on a dish towel, her face drawn and tired. "We didn't want to worry you. We thought we could fix it." Maya wanted to scream, to cry, to demand why they couldn't just be honest. "Instead," she whispered, "you should have told me." Her father reached for her hand, but she pulled away. "We were just trying to protect you," he murmured. "But now you've put us all in danger," Maya replied. "Parker doesn't just let people off the hook. If he finds out you can't pay, He could hurt you. Or me. Her mother broke down, sobbing into her hands, and her dad sat on the edge of Maya's bed, his face buried in his palms. Maya didn't know whether to comfort them or leave them to the mess they'd created. She felt more lost than ever. Another message lit up her phone, as if the sender knew exactly what was happening. You need to get out. They've made a deal behind your back. You're not safe. Maya's hands shook so badly, she almost dropped the phone. Who was sending these messages, and why did they seem to know more about her family's situation than she did? One thing was clear. Maya couldn't just sit back and let things spiral further out of control. If her parents had made another deal with Parker, she needed to find out, and fast. Maya couldn't breathe. Her mind was reeling from the message, and the gravity of the situation sank in like a stone. Someone was watching her, someone who knew far too much about her family's secrets. Determined to find out the truth, Maya decided to confront her parents once and for all. She couldn't live in fear any longer. She stormed into the living room, where her parents were whispering intensely. At the sound of her footsteps, they fell silent, guilt etched across their faces. Maya held up her phone. Who's sending me these messages? Someone knows everything about the debt and Parker. They're warning me that I'm not safe. Her father's eyes widened in shock. Messages? What messages? Maya shoved the phone toward him. He read the latest text, his face paling as he handed it to her mother. We didn't send these, Maya. We don't know who would. Her mother's hands shook as she read the message. Maybe it's just a prank. Someone trying to scare you. Maya wasn't buying it. You expect me to believe that? How would a random person know about Parker? You're hiding something from me. Tell me the truth. Her dad looked away, his jaw tight. Her mom whispered, We thought we had it under control. Under control? Maya's voice cracked. You stole my savings and put us all in danger. What did you do now? Her father finally broke. We made another deal with Parker. Maya felt like the floor was slipping from under her. What kind of deal? Her dad's voice was barely a whisper. He offered to clear some of the debt if we gave him access to your bank account. Maya's heart pounded. You did what? Her father looked up, tears brimming in his eyes.
He said it was the only way to buy more time.
We didn't think he'd drain it completely. We thought it would be small amounts, just enough to keep him off our backs. Maya couldn't believe what she was hearing. You sold me out to a criminal. Your own daughter. Her mother's sobs grew louder, and her father's shoulders trembled. We didn't know what else to do. We were scared. We thought we could fix it before you noticed. Maya backed away, feeling like she couldn't trust the ground beneath her feet. Do you even realize what you've done? Parker's dangerous. You gave him control over my life. Her father reached out. Maya, please, we're sorry. We didn't want you to be hurt. We were trying to protect you. Protect me? By making me broke and putting me on a criminal's radar? Maya's voice was thick with rage and betrayal. A loud knock at the door made all three of them jump. Maya's blood ran cold. Who would be visiting at this hour? Her father gestured for her to stay back, but Maya refused to hide. She watched as her dad opened the door, revealing a tall man with a rugged face and a chilling smile. Mr. Parker, her father stammered. The man stepped inside without waiting for an invitation, his eyes scanning the room before landing on Maya. This your daughter? Her father nodded. Yes, sir.
She doesn't know anything.
Please let her be. Parker smirked. Funny, because it seems like she knows plenty. He turned his gaze to Maya. You've been doing some digging, haven't you, sweetheart? Maya glared at him, fear boiling into anger. You stole my money. All of it. Why? Parker gave a low chuckle. Your old man here thought he could buy time with your savings. Problem is, debt doesn't just disappear. Especially when it's owed to me. Her mother spoke up, voice trembling. Please, we'll find a way to pay. Just leave Maya out of it. Parker ignored her, his focus fixed on Maya. You've got some fight in you. I like that. Makes me think you could be useful. Maybe a little work to pay off your family's mistake. Maya felt sick. I'm not working for you. Parker's smile faded. That's not really a choice, is it? Your dad signed the papers. You're part of the deal now. Maya shot a furious glance at her father. You signed me over to him? Her dad's face crumpled. I didn't know what else to do, Maya. He threatened us. Parker stepped closer, his presence suffocating. You're a smart girl. You can make good on this debt, or you can watch your parents lose a lot more than money. Maya's hands clenched into fists. What do you want from me?
Parker grinned.
You'll do a few jobs, nothing dangerous. Just use your tech skills to help me out. Easy stuff. You do that and I might consider clearing your family's tab. Her father tried to intervene. Please, there must be another way. Parker shot him a cold glare. You're lucky I'm being generous. I don't usually offer second chances. Maya felt trapped, but she couldn't let her parents suffer because of their bad choices. If she could work off the debt without putting them at more risk, maybe it was the only way. Fine, she whispered. I'll do it. But just until the debt is gone. Parker's grin widened. Smart girl. I'll be in touch. As he left, her mother collapsed onto the couch, sobbing. Her father looked at Maya, defeated. I'm so sorry, he whispered. Maya turned away. Sorry doesn't fix this. You put me in this mess. Now I have to clean it up. Her phone buzzed again, and Maya glanced at the message. Be careful. Parker doesn't keep promises. Protect yourself. A chill ran through her. The mysterious messenger knew too much and seemed almost protective.
But why?
Maya sank onto her bed, her mind racing. Her parents had handed her over to a criminal, and now she had to play along just to keep them safe. Who was behind the text? And how much danger was she truly in? For the first time in her life, Maya felt completely alone, caught between protecting her family and saving herself from a mess she never created. As the shadows grew longer in her room, she couldn't shake the feeling that the worst was still to come. Maya lay awake long after Parker left, the weight of his threats pressing down on her chest. Her phone screen glowed faintly on the nightstand, the anonymous message still staring back at her. Be careful. Parker doesn't keep promises. Protect yourself. Whoever was sending these messages knew something crucial, and Maya needed answers. She glanced at the clock, 2:17 a.m., and realized that sleep would be impossible. In a surge of desperation, she decided to text back. Maya, who are you? How do you know about Parker? Anonymous, someone who knows what your parents have done. I'm trying to help you. Maya, help me how? Why should I trust you? Anonymous, because I know what Parker's really after.
It's not just the money.
He wants leverage, something your father has. Maya froze. Leverage? Her father was a small business owner with no significant assets, except the old family heirloom. It was a vintage watch passed down for generations, rumored to be worth a fortune. Her father always kept it locked in his office drawer. Her hands shook as she typed. Maya, is it the watch?
Anonymous, yes.
Your dad used it as collateral, but Parker found out it's worth a lot more than your father claimed. He's planning to take it, even if it means hurting your family. A wave of nausea hit her. Parker wasn't just looking for repayment. He wanted something priceless. If her father lost that watch, the legacy of their family would be gone, and worse, Parker wouldn't stop there. Suddenly, she heard muffled voices from the living room. Slipping out of bed, she crept toward the door, straining to hear. Her parents were arguing, but their voices were too low to make out. Maya's phone buzzed again. Anonymous, they're planning to run. Your father thinks he can hide the watch before Parker finds it. Her heart pounded as she realized the danger. Running wouldn't work. Parker would find them, and he wouldn't be forgiving. Maya knew she had to take control. Quickly, she typed back. Maya, what should I do? Anonymous, get the watch before your father hides it. I'll help you find a safe place. With determination hardening her resolve, Maya slipped downstairs, careful not to make a sound. She peered into the living room and saw her father pacing, his hands shaking, while her mother sobbed quietly on the couch. Maya spotted the office door slightly ajar. Holding her breath, she slid inside and went straight to the drawer. It was locked, but Maya remembered the spare key taped underneath the desk. She pulled it out, unlocked the drawer, and carefully lifted the small velvet box inside. Opening it, she gasped. The watch was even more beautiful up close, silver with intricate engravings and a sparkling emerald set in the center. As she examined it, her phone buzzed again. Anonymous, do you have it? Maya, yes. Where do I take it? Anonymous, meet me at the old park behind the diner. I'll keep it safe. Maya hesitated. Could she really trust the stranger? But with Parker threatening her family, she didn't have time to doubt. Stuffing the watch into her jacket pocket, she slipped out the back door. The streets were empty, the town eerily quiet at this hour. Maya kept glancing over her shoulder, half expecting Parker to jump out from the shadows. When she reached the park, a figure stepped out from behind a tree. It was a boy, her age, with disheveled hair and a wary expression. You're the one texting me? Maya whispered. He nodded. Name's Liam. I used to work for Parker, until I realized how dangerous he was. Maya took a step back, unsure if she should trust him. Why help me? Liam looked down, guilt flickering across his face. I know what it's like to be trapped. Parker did the same to my dad, used debt to control him. I couldn't save him, but I can help you. She glanced around nervously. Where can I hide the watch? Liam gestured toward the old well at the center of the park. Drop it down there. It's dry and deep. No one goes near it anymore. Parker won't find it. Maya hesitated. What if you're lying? Liam's eyes softened. If Parker gets that watch, he'll never leave you alone. I've seen it happen. Your family will always owe him something. Taking a deep breath, Maya approached the well. She leaned over the edge, staring into the darkness below. After a moment's pause, she released the box, listening as it clattered down the stone walls before hitting the bottom with a dull thud. She turned back to Liam. Now what? He looked relieved. Now you go home. Tell your parents it's gone. Parker can't take what he can't find. Maya nodded, still unsure whether she'd made the right choice. As she headed back, her phone buzzed one last time. Anonymous, you did the right thing. Stay safe. When she slipped back into the house, her father was frantically searching the office. Maya, he exclaimed. The watch, it's gone. She took a deep breath. I hid it. Parker can't use it against us now. Her mother sobbed in relief, but her father looked furious. Do you realize what you've done? If Parker finds out, he won't. Maya cut him off. We'll figure something else out, but I won't let him control us anymore. As dawn broke, Maya knew her family was still in danger, but for the first time, she felt a glimmer of hope. Parker wouldn't have the watch, and with Liam's help, maybe they could finally break free from the nightmare. But one question still lingered. Why had Liam risked his safety to help her? And could he really be trusted? As sunlight streamed through the windows, Maya couldn't shake the feeling that this was far from over.